That was a lot to expect.
How's Donald doing?
He's getting by. He's making average grades.
Good. He was upset about getting taken off the altar boards.
Yes, did he explain why?
And he said he was caught drinking wine.
Yes, that is the reason.
Well, that seems fair. But he's a good boy, sister. He fell down a bit there, but he's a good boy pretty much down the line. He can have an opportunity he has here.
Yes. Was it a bit too much for him? The whole thing?
The whole thing was a bit much for him.
So, what do you mean by that?
He's the first colored here. He's the first in the school. That'd be a lot for a boy.
I suppose it is. But he must do the work like the others.
He is doing it though, right?
Yes, of course. He's getting by. He's getting through. How is he at home?
His father beat the hell out of him over that wine.
He shouldn't do that.
You don't tell my husband what to do. You just stand back. He didn't want Donald to come here.
Why not?
Thought he'd have a lot of trouble with the other boys. But that hasn't really happened as far as I can make out.
Oh, good.
That priest, Father Flynn, been watching out for him.
Yes. Have you met Father Flynn?
No, not exactly. I've seen him on the altar, but I haven't met him face to face. Just, heard from Donald.
And what does he say?
Oh, Father Flynn, Father Flynn. He looks up to him. The man gives him his time, which is what the boy needs. He needs that.
Well, Mrs. Muller, we may have a problem.
Well, I thought you had a reason for asking me to come in. Principal's a big job. If you stop your day to talk to me, it must be something. But I just want to say, though, it's just till June.
Excuse me?
Whatever the problem is, Donald just has to make it here till June. Then he's off into high school.
Right.
If Donald can graduate from here, then he has a better chance to get into a good high school. And that would mean an opportunity at college. I believe he has the intelligence. And he wants it too.
Yes, well, I don't foresee anything right now standing in the way of him graduating with his class.
Well, that's all I care about. Anything else is all right with me.
I doubt that.
Try me.
I'm concerned about the relationship between Father Flynn and your son.
You don't say. Concerned. What do you mean concerned?
That it might not be right.
Well, there's something wrong with everybody, isn't that so? Got to be forgiven.
I'm concerned, frankly, that Father Flynn may have made advances toward your son.
May have made.
I cannot be certain.
No evidence.
No.
Then maybe there's nothing to it.
I think there is something to it.
Well, I prefer not to see it that way if you don't mind.
I can understand that this is difficult to hear. I believe that Father Flynn gave your son altar wine.
Why would he do that?
Has Donald been acting strangely?
No.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
He's been himself.
All right.
Look, sister, I don't want any trouble. And I feel like you're on the march somehow.
I don't believe you understand.
Oh, I think I understand the kind of thing you're talking about. But I don't want to get into that.
And what's that?
Not to be disagreeing with you, sister, but if you're talking about something floating around between this priest and my son, that ain't my son's fault.
I'm not saying that it is.
He's just a boy.
I know.
12 years old. If anybody should be taking the blame for anything, it should be the man, not the boy.
I agree with you completely.
You're agreeing with me, but I'm sitting in the principal's office talking about my son. Why isn't the priest in the principal's office? If you know what I'm saying, you'll excuse my bringing it up.
I am concerned about your son's well-being.
You think I'm not?
Well, of course you are.
Let me ask you something. You honestly think that priest gave Donald that wine to drink?
Yes, I do.
Then how come my son got kicked off the altar boys if it was the man that gave it to him?
The boy got caught. The man didn't.
How come the priest didn't get kicked off the priesthood?
The man is well educated and he knows what's at stake. It's not so easy to pin someone down like this.
So you give my son the whole blame. No problem, my son getting blamed and punished. That's easy. You know why that is?
You're getting upset.
That's because that's the way it is. You're just finding out about it, sister, but that's the way it is and that's the way it's been. You're not going against no man in a robe and win, sister. He's got the position.
He's got your son.
Well, let him have him.
What?
It's just till June.
Do you know what you were saying?
No more about it than you.
I believe that this man has already created or has brought about a relationship, an improper relationship with your son.
I don't know.
I know I'm right.
But you need to know something like that for sure when you don't. Please, sister, you got some kind of righteous cause going with this priest, and now you want to drag my boy into it. My son doesn't need additional difficulties. Let him take the good and leave the rest when he leaves this place in June. He knows how to do that. I taught him how to do that.
What kind of mother are you?
Excuse me, but you don't know enough about life to say a thing like that, sister.
I know enough.
You know the rules, maybe, but that don't cover it.
I know what I won't accept.
You accept what you gotta accept and you work with it. That's the truth I know. Sorry to be so sharp, sister, but you're in here in this room and,
This man is in my school.
well, he's gotta be somewhere. And maybe he's doing some good too. You think about that?
He's after the boys.
Well, maybe some of the boys want to get caught. Maybe what you don't know, maybe is my son is that way. That's why his father beat him, not the wine. He beat Donald for being what he is.
What are you telling me?
I'm his mother. I'm talking about the boy's nature now, not anything he's done. But you can't hold a child responsible for what God gave him to be.
Listen to me with care, Mrs. Miller. I'm only interested in actions. It's hopeless to discuss a child's possible inclination. I'm finding it difficult enough to address a man's deeds. This isn't about what the boy may be. It's about the man. This is about the man.
But there's the boy's nature.
Let's leave that out of this.
Forget it then. You're the one forcing people to say these things out loud. Things are in the air and you leave them alone if you can. That's what I know. My boy came to this school because they were going to kill him at the public schools. So we were lucky enough to get him in here for his last year. Good. His father don't like him. He comes here, the kids don't like him. One man is good to him. This priest puts out a hand to the boy. Does the man have his reasons? Yes. Everybody has their reasons. You have your reasons. But do I ask the man why he's good to my son? No, I don't care why. My son needs some man to care about him and see him through to where he wants to go. And thank God this educated man with some kindness in him wants to do just that.
This will not do.
It's just till June. Sometimes things aren't black and white.
Sometimes they are. I'll throw your son out of this school, make no mistake.
But why would you do that if nothing started with him?
Because I will stop this whatever way I must.
Throw the priest out then.
I'm trying to do just that.
Well, what do you want from me?
Nothing. As it turns out, I hoped you would know something. Apparently you don't.
Please leave my son out of this. My husband would kill that child over a thing like this. I'll try. I don't know, sister. You may think you're doing a good thing, but the world's a hard place. I don't know that you and me are on the same side. I'll be standing with my son and those that are good with my son. It'd be nice to see you. Nice talking with you, sister. Good morning.
May I come in?